In Indonesia, Patwal refers to police escorts for official vehicles. Strobo refers to the flashing lights used on these vehicles. These tools are meant for specific purposes, like emergency responses or transporting high-ranking officials. Their primary function is to ensure safety and clear traffic for urgent situations. The use of Patwal and Strobo is strictly regulated by law. However, the reality on the ground often paints a different picture. There is a growing concern about the excessive and inappropriate use of these privileges, raising questions about their true purpose and potential misuse. While Patwal and Strobo are intended for specific situations, their use has become increasingly commonplace. It's not uncommon to see officials, even those of lower ranks, using these privileges for personal errands or even leisure activities. This misuse creates an image of entitlement and disregard for ordinary citizens. The excessive use of Patwal and Strobo leads to several problems. It disrupts the normal flow of traffic, causing unnecessary delays and inconvenience for the public. It also creates a sense of inequality and fuels public resentment towards those who abuse their power. The misuse of Patwal and Strobo is not just a traffic violation, it's a symptom of a deeper issue: corruption. Officials who abuse these privileges often do so to flaunt their status and power. This behavior creates a culture of impunity, where rules are seen as something to be bent or broken. Furthermore, the excessive use of Patwal and Strobo can be linked to a lack of transparency and accountability. When officials are not held responsible for their actions, it erodes public trust and undermines the rule of law. Section 4. Public outrage and notable cases. The misuse of Patwal and Strobo has sparked public outrage and criticism. Social media platforms are filled with videos and photos exposing this abuse, further fueling public anger. There have been numerous cases highlighting this issue, including instances where officials have used these privileges to intimidate citizens or escape accountability. In one notable case, an official was caught on camera using a Patwal escort to bypass traffic on his way to a social event. This incident sparked widespread condemnation and led to calls for stricter enforcement and accountability. Section 5. Towards reform, addressing the misuse. Addressing the misuse of Patwal and Strobo requires a multi-pronged approach. First and foremost, there needs to be stricter enforcement of existing regulations. Authorities must hold officials accountable for abusing these privileges, regardless of their rank or status. Secondly, there needs to be greater transparency and accountability in the use of Patwal and Strobo. This can be achieved by implementing a system that tracks the use of these privileges and makes the information public. Finally, it's crucial to address the underlying issue of corruption. This requires promoting ethical behavior, strengthening institutions, and empowering citizens to hold their leaders accountable.